welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany Bundles and welcome to Motivation Monday. If you are new to this channel, on Mondays I read through inspirational sayings, quotes, Bible verses. I go over events that happen in my life or events that you all send in to go over, elaborate on, and provide motivation and inspiration for the week. If you do have anything that you want to send in that you feel would be motivating or inspiring, whether it's a quote, a saying, an event from your life or others, feel free to go ahead and send me an email to btalks@yahoo.com. I'll go ahead and display it across the screen. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please make sure that you are subscribed, and let's get right into the video. So today, the quote that I'm going with it's actually a meme that I saw on Facebook, and I posted it on my Instagram story. So if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure that you do so. It's Brittany_Bundles. Let me go ahead and pull it up here. So it says, when you focus on problems, you will have more problems. When you focus on possibilities, you'll have more opportunities. And I really enjoyed seeing that meme, because when I see something that's positive and encouraging, I really do like to kind of screenshot it, keep it in my phone. Even if I don't go over it in, our Motivational Monday videos, I still enjoy seeing it because, like I said, I like to look at positive things. When I feel myself going into a down mood, I try my hardest to make sure that I'm speaking truth to myself. And I've mentioned this in a lot of videos. I try to put things in perspective, because a lot of times we can tell ourselves so many lies and negative things that we really start to believe them. And we notice that our self-esteem is changing, and our confidence level is changing. And now we're not focused on what it is we need to be focused on. And our performance at work is suffering because of it. Our business isn't really moving. We're staying stagnant, and that can cause you to feel even more down. And so it can be a downward spiral effect, just from my experience. So the first thing that I want to touch on is, what have we been focused on? Are we really focused on the problems, or are we focused on the opportunities? And many may say that we're focused on both, but if we're just having a honest conversation between ourselves, the majority of the time, what are we focused on? It's very easy to point out and focus on the negative. No matter how much you want to be positive, a lot of times the bad it can stick out. Even if you are a positive person, typically there still may be days where it's like, wow, I've been focused on a lot more negative than I have the positive. Or wow, it just seems like a lot of things are going wrong and what's really going right. And so, like I said in the beginning of the video, what I do to help me is really try to put things in perspective. Okay, no, I didn't really reach this goal this week. However, this is what I have done. This is what I did do. And another thing that really helps is not to really put so much of your focus on specifically the numbers. If you have a goal of making this amount or a projected amount for your business this month and it didn't hit that goal, that could be something that's discouraging, disappointing. However, if you have done all the right behaviors, that's something that's encouraging, and that's something that you should be proud of. So really just kind of putting everything in perspective and figuring out, what have I really been focused on? Am I just focused on the things that aren't going my way, that I think should be going better? Or am I focused on, what's going right and the opportunities and possibilities that I can create for myself? So really just take a look. That would be my first word of advice just from my life, and see where your attention and where your focus is going. And then the next tip that I have, or the next point that I want to go over, is, are we preserving our energy and dedicating it to the right things that are most important? So a lot of times, we can feel exhausted, we can feel worn out, and then we look back and we say, okay, why do I feel this exhausted? What have I really been focused on? Have I been focused on things that really don't matter? Am I focused on what people think about me, as far as, maybe the negative comments, if you're a YouTube channel? Or have I really been focused on what people have been saying about me? Have I really been focused about other people's drama in their life? What am I focused on? Why am I feeling like this? Sometimes we really have to take a step back and figure out what we're feeding ourselves, even mentally. Sometimes if you watch something consistently and it's not really positive, and it's filled with a lot of drama, a lot of problems, you can find yourself kind of feeling down, and you're like, why am I feeling down? And it's because of the things that we allowed ourselves to take in. We're taking in all of this drama, even if it's not ours, but we're taking in so much drama and negativity that we can feel it really playing a part and wearing on us. And so a lot of times when we're listening and entertaining a lot of negativity and a lot of drama and things that really don't have any substance to provide to our life, we can find ourselves kind of being consumed with it and feeling the effects of it. And it's really important to make sure that we're all being cautious and being selective on the things that we're allowing into our mind. I'm not going to say that I listen to positive things all day, every day, because I don't. But I do want to say that if I feel myself kind of feeling like I don't really feel like myself today, then I do have to take a step back and figure out what I can change to change that. Because like I said in the beginning of the video, if I'm not feeling good internally, it's really hard for me to do my best every day. It's really hard for me to be able to see the possibilities. There can be possibilities and opportunities all around me, but if my mind isn't focused on finding the opportunities or finding even the possibilities in what I already have, or even what I don't have, just the possibilities in general, then, a lot of times you just won't see them. You'll be walking right past the opportunities, walking or scrolling right past possibilities, because we're not focused on that. We're focused on this or we're focused on that. And so we really need to make sure that we're bringing it back and figuring out what we are dedicating our energy and time to, and is it really worth it? The next tip that I have is already being selective on what and who we allow in our space. Sometimes there are people, I don't want to say that you necessarily have to cut anyone out of your life or stop any relationships, but we do have to be cautious of the type of people that we allow in our space. Sometimes we can allow people in our space and we just notice that we're being unproductive. Sometimes, there are certain people that can be around anyone and it's like, I don't care who I'm around, I'm still going to get my task done. But there's other people that are like, depending on who comes into town or depending on who I'm around, if I'm around them too much, I know for a fact I'm not going to be able to get this done. I know for a fact our agenda isn't going to be on this. And so if you have two people around each other and your agendas are conflicting, you have one person and they're like, my agenda is just to go out and party. And then you have another person like, my agenda is really to get my business off the ground, get more organized in my house, set some more structure and guidelines in my children's life, and our goals are really conflicting, then it can be hard to walk down the same path together, knowing that we have different agendas and we have a different focus. But we do want to be cautious of who we're allowing in our space, because that can be another reason why we're not really seeing possibilities, because they can be blocked. Sometimes you just don't see it. If you're around someone walking through the mall and say, for example, you're with someone that really is a frugal spender, they really want to make sure that they're saving everything that they can. 9 times out of 10, if you're walking through the mall, you're going to see more possibilities as far as more deals and discounts, because that person is with you and they're showing you as well, hey, did you see that? Did you see that? And so it's the same in our life. If you're with someone that is pointing out possibilities, opportunities, pointing out things that are motivating them, pointing out things that are bettering their life and that could better yours as well, then 9 times out of 10, you're going to be seeing those possibilities and opportunities more than someone that's not. So you do want to be cautious of where you're spending your time, who you're spending it around, and also, the productivity out of the relationships that you are entertaining. And then another tip that I want to go over is make a list of opportunities that we deliberately miss so that we can visually see them. So recently, I'm doing a project, and I was working with people and teaching them how to sell better, teaching them how to ask those open-ended questions that we talk about in our videos, and teaching them different skills and different tips on actually securing sales. And so every time I would see an opportunity that they missed, I would make a check. I had a board, and it would be, I had 2 markers. I had a blue marker and a red marker. And so every person that they approached and that they were able to sell a product to, I put a blue marker on our board. And everyone that they approached and that they didn't make an offer to, I put a red mark. And at the end of the day, I was able to say, hey, okay, these are the amount of opportunities that you're missing. And so it kind of helps, in my opinion, to have a visual idea, because sometimes we don't really recognize why we're not being successful or why we're staying stagnant. It's not until we actually challenge ourselves and say, okay, hey, I did miss this many opportunities. So if you're missing these opportunities or these possibilities, it's not fair to really be as hard as we are on ourselves when we don't get the results that we really haven't pressed for. And even if you think you're pressing for the results, if there are clear opportunities that you're constantly missing, we want to make sure we're going back, and we want to make sure that we're taking advantage of everything that we possibly can. And so if we take that same mentality and mindset to our own life, and we say, I was sent an email to do an interview on a podcast, but I decided to decline that because I was too nervous. Or, I was offered an opportunity to speak in front of this school, but I decided to decline that because I didn't like the outfit selection that I had available. Things like that. We have to kind of look back and say, okay, our business may not be stagnant because it's just no possible way that it can grow. We may not even notice in our day-to-day life that we're passing of things. I'm not saying that you have to take advantage of every single thing that comes your way, but I am saying that we want to make sure that we're actually looking and valuing the possibilities and the opportunities that do come our way, and that we're actually taking advantage of a lot of opportunities to make sure that we are constantly moving and that we are feeling a sense of fulfillment. A lot of times, you may feel yourself not feeling like you're being productive, not feeling like you're going anywhere. I'm not even saying that you have to or that you should take these tips and apply them to your life just to be more successful in business. But I'm saying, as an overall approach, even for your personal life, we feel better as people when we are being productive. We feel better as people when we are moving and when we are not staying stagnant. And so if we are passing up those opportunities, that could very much well be a reason that we're not moving as fast or as high or as far as we envisioned ourselves moving. And then another tip that I have is give yourself credit for what is going right. So like I've been saying in this video, it's really about what we're seeing. You can have a picture in front of you and one person may see something completely different than the other person. It's really how our mindset is set up. It's really how we're looking at things. Are we looking at the glass half empty or half full? The world is going to constantly remind you of things that are going bad. And so we want to make sure that we're being our biggest supporter. And those are my tips. Really, I just want everyone this week to try and focus on what is going right. Try to focus on the opportunities and possibilities that we are missing, not to get us down, not to depress us, but really so that it can motivate us to want to take advantage of more opportunities and possibilities. Be cautious of who you're spending your time around. Be cautious of what you're allowing in your mind, and do the best that you can and realize that it's not a race against anyone else. You don't have to be there first. Take as much as you can in, and the only person that you're competing against really is yourself. It's not anyone else. It's not on anyone else's time. I don't care even if I say, hey, you should have your business up and running by this date. Ultimately, it depends on you. It depends on what's going to work best for your life. And, you have that freedom. You have the freedom to go at your own pace, and you have the freedom to create a plan that's going to work best for you and your family. So I really hope that this video helped. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.